Welcome back. My name is Alyssa, and in today's video we are going to be going through all of my eyeshadow uses for this past month and see how it's been going, because I am trying to use all the eyeshadows in my collection 10 times each. So it's going to take me a little while because I do have over 300 eyeshadows, but it is a goal that I think is kind of good to have. Will it take me a year? Will it take me over a year? I guess we'll find out together. I started this in September, and so, we have over half of a year gone already, and well, let's find out. So, I'm going to start by looking at my singles and all, but I'm going to give you some numbers. So this past month, I used 142 total eyeshadows, at least, because some eyeshadows, if I've used them already the 10 times, then they're not really getting tallied in that. And 41 of those were singles. And then I hit 5 new eyeshadow pans. I also decluttered some eyeshadows. I decluttered 18 this month. And as far as how many I have finished fully of the 300 some that I have, well, I finished off another 37 of them with the uses, which added to the 85 from before, brings me to 122. So I think I'm doing pretty well. That I know that that's not even half of my eyeshadows, but I will say that you're going to notice a lot of the eyeshadows are, very close to the 10 uses or, getting there. So let's go ahead, and like I said, we're going to start with my singles. I did actually use these 2 this month. I only used them 1 time each, but this was my Danessa Myricks Rock Candy, so it is now at 6 uses. And then this is a loose pigment from Moira, and so I have now used it 3 times. I used it actually 2 times this month. And then for all of my other singles, actually, I'm going to move things because you guys like seeing my little booklet. So here is my booklet. All right. No, I'm going to go back a page. I'm going to use this first. You can't see that. Okay. Now we're good. All right, so now I get to have the fun of looking through these palettes to find these shades, because we're just going to go ahead in order of what I have here. So flannel, I believe is, oh, no, never mind, it is not here. It is in this palette. So right here, I have used this eyeshadow 8 times, 2 times this month. Then we have glazed, which has moved back in here. I have finished this one off. I used it 4 times this month. Then we have glimmer. I finished off with 1 more use this month. Golden peach, I used it 1 more time to finish it off. Haley's Comet, I used it 1 more time to finish it off, but I am still working on it in Deck of Panning. Ice Blink, I used it 1 more time to finish it off. Le Sen is now at 7 uses. I used it 3 times this month. Light Year from Terra Moons, I used it 1 more time to finish it off. Same with Light Fast, I used it 1 more time to finish it off. And Lyra, I used 1 more time, but I've only used it 5 times so far. Opal, I used 2 times, so it is now at 8 uses. Palace, I used 2 times this month, and so it is now done. Peachy Keen, I used it 3 times this month. It is now at 8 uses. Plum, I used 1 time, so it is now at 3. Prismatic, I used 1 time, so it is now at 6 uses. The Cosmos I used 6 times, so it is now done. The last tier I used 5 times, and that is all it's been used so far. Tiger Tail I used 2 times this month. It is now at 3 uses. Alright, these are all of my Sydney Grace singles that are, like, they came as a set. So this is shade number 2. I used it 3 times this month, so it is now done. Number 4 here, I used it 8 times this month, and so it's at 8 uses. Number 5, I used 9 times this month, so it is now done. Number 7, I used 10 times and more this month, and so it is done. Number 9, I used 2 more times this month to finish it, but I'm actually decluttering this eyeshadow because every time I use it, it's just kind of patchy and it looks pretty and shifty and stuff in the pan, but it doesn't do anything for me. It's not a useful shadow because I want to love it. It's also like a weird kind of texture, like it's sort of squishy but sort of flaky and just not good at anything I want it to do. So, unfortunately. Then this one is eyeshadow number 10. I have used this one 8 times total, 7 times this month. This is eyeshadow number 12. I used it 1 time to finish it off this month. This is eyeshadow 14. I used it 7 times to finish it off this month. All right. This is number 15. I used it 5 times this month. It is now at 8 uses. This is eyeshadow 17. I used it twice this month. It is now at 5 uses. This eyeshadow, I have actually been using it as blush, so you might be able to see a bit of a dip in it. Because it's really great for that. I've used it on my eyes as well, but I really like it as blush. I used it 6 times this month, so it is now done. But it will definitely still be getting used because I like it as the blush as well. This is number 24. I used it 6 times this month. It is now at 8 uses. This is number 25. I used it twice this month, so it is now done. This is number 37. I have used it 5 times this month, and that is it for its uses. This is number 43. I have used it 8 times all this month. This is number 46. I have used it 3 times, and that is it total, so all this month. This is number 48. I have used it 1 time this month, so it is now at 6 uses. And yes, it does have a little dip happening. This is number 53. I have used it twice this month, so it is now at 4 uses. I just realized that I actually decluttered another eyeshadow, so I need to add that to my list. But this is number 54. I used it twice, and then I had this thought about how it is so similar to this eyeshadow, which basically this one is a little bit lighter than it, and I prefer this one on my eyes to this one. So it's in a drawer. It's not getting thrown out at this point, and it could still serve a purpose. Who knows, like if I was to somehow finish this one off and then this one's still good, but it's not counting in my collection at this time. This eyeshadow is the Chosen one. I used it 1 more time to finish off its uses. Okay, now we're ready to start talking about my palettes. So my Vivid Pigments, they're kind of this in-between. Are they singles or are they a palette? Because they're almost singles at this point, especially because I keep decluttering shades. So the first eyeshadow I did not use this month, but I'm just gonna mention that I decluttered it. The shadow is just falling out of the pan and it's making a mess. It's not a favorite color at this point, or a shadow to use. I think part of it is just because it's old, because I did enjoy it when I first had it, so I think the formula has just been expiring on me. Now, one I did use this month was this kind of periwinkle shade. I used it the remaining 4 times I needed to finish it off. Then this light purple, I did hit pan on it on my 10th use, so I used it 5 times this month to both hit the pan and, finish the uses required. This dark blue, I just used it 1 time. It's now at 3 uses. And this dark purple, I used it 1 time. It is now at, I think it's just kind of the way I marked it. I only need 1 more use, so I guess I actually used it twice this month. Now, while I have this here, and I can open up this over here as well, these are the shades remaining from my Matriarch palette. So let me have that. So I decluttered a whole bunch of the eyeshadows from it, but the ones that I have left, I just realized that this is it's all sorts of out of order now, so it makes it a little tricky, but this was eyeshadow number 1. I used it 2 times. It is now at 7 uses. This eyeshadow, I used it 1 more time this month, so it is at 6 uses. This one, I used it 1 time. It is at 3 uses. Then there were different eyeshadows that I did use that I've decluttered, so we won't worry about talking about those. This eyeshadow, I used it 5 times this month. It is now at 9 uses. Then I have some more that I decluttered. Then we are at this eyeshadow. I used it twice this month. It is now at 3 uses. This one I used 3 times. It is at 8 uses. This one I used it 1 time. It is at 4 uses. This one I have used it just 1 more time this month, so it is at 2 uses. All right, we're gonna go back to my Crystallize palette over here. So I have used some of these. I used this eyeshadow 1 time, so it is now at 8 uses. This eyeshadow I used twice, so it is at 7 uses. This eyeshadow I used once, so it is at 7 uses. This one I used it twice, and I hit pan on that second use there, but that was 8 uses total. And this eyeshadow I used once, so it is now at 8 uses. Again, a little sad that I hit pan so soon, because that's only the 8th use that I've owned this palette. Okay, so just to think about, because some of these it's like, oh, I hit pan on the 3rd use, but that's because I've already used it however many times before I started marking this. For my Pacific Northwest palette, I used this eyeshadow 2 more times. It is at 7. This I used 2 more times. It's at 8. This I used 2 more times. It's at 9. And then we lost that pattern. This one I used 2 more times. It's at 8. This one I used 1 more time, and it is at 7. I used 1 time. It's at 7. This one, I used it 5 more times. It is now done. This one I used 2 more times. It is at 8. I used this one once, it's at 7. This one once, it's at 6. This one once, it's at 9. This one once, it's at 6. This one I used once, it's at 7. This one I used twice, it's at 7. This one I used 2 more times to finish it off, and this one I also used 2 more times to finish it off. For Sickly Sweet, I used this one time, it's at 9. This one I used 2 more times, it's at 5, but we have quite a dip forming in there, so I'm hoping to get pan in the next 5 uses. This one I used it 1 time, it's at 6. This one I used once, it's at 4. This one I used it 4 times, so it's at 7. This one I used once, it's at 5. This shade I used 3 times, it's at 6. This one once at 7. This one I finished it off with 2 more uses. This one I used it 3 times, it's at 8. And this one I finished it off with 1 more use. This one I used it once, it's at 3. This one I used once, it's at 6. This one once, it's now at 4. This one I used twice, it is at 8. This one I used twice, it is at 6. How have I not used this one more? I love this shade. Okay, I gotta work on that. Then we have this purple, I used it once, it's at 3. This orange I used once, it's at 4. And this purple, I used it twice, it is now at 4. The only one on this page, well, I already talked about the matriarch, but they've either already been finished or decluttered. So these dots, which I kind of count as both singles and, you know, a palette, I did actually, no, I didn't, I'm sorry. All of them are now finished though. So this eyeshadow, I used it 3 more times to be done. This one I used 5 more times to be done. This one I used 3 more times, and this one 4 more times. So they have all had their 10 uses, and I do have 2 pans in there, which is nice. Okay, a bit of a spoiler for my project level up if you watch this with the Fairy Tale Fairies, so, you know, sorry, but actually, how about this? I will save it for the end and I will keep it covered on here. That way, if you really don't want to know, you can skip that part. Okay, so I'll go from the top of my page there. We have the C'est La Vie palette. I did not use that much of it this month. I have this dark gray. I used it 1 time. It's now at 8. This periwinkle, I used it 5 times. I used it once. It's now at 5 uses. And then this black, I used it twice. It is now at 9 uses. For Citrus Punch, we also have perhaps a spoiler. I'm pretty sure it's a spoiler, so I'm sorry, because you're going to see how my yellow looks. I used this green 1 time. It's at 2 uses. I used this one a whole bunch, but it is at 10 uses, and you know, there is a pan right there. So that shadow is done. This orange, I used it once. It's now at 9. This pink, I used it 2 times. It's at 4. This yellow, I did hit pan. It's now at 7 uses. I used it 2 times this month. This orange I used once. It's at 3 uses. This shade, I used it 3 times, so it is now at 7. This pink, I used it twice. It's at 4. This green, I've used it 3 times, and that's it total. This yellow, I used it once. It's at 8. This orange, I used once. It's at 6. And that is it for this palette. Now the dollhouse. I hit a pan on this eyeshadow here. It is now done with its uses. I used it 3 more times this month. Then I have this purple. I used it once. It's now at 8 uses. This orange, I used it once. It is at 5 uses. This purple, I used it once. It is now at 8 uses. This green, I used it 3 times to finish it off. This purple, I've used it 3 times. It's at 9 uses. And now we're at my little spoiler section for the level up. So again, avert your eyes and ears. Okay, so this shade, I used it 2 more times to finish it off. I used this one 3 more times to finish it. This one, I used it twice. It's now at 7. I've used this one 3 times. It is at 8. This one, I used it 3 times. It's at 8. I've used this one once. It's at 7. This one 3 times. It is at 7. This one, I used it 3 more times to finish it off and hit a pan. This one, I used it once. It's at 7. This one, I used it 3 times. It's at 8. This one, I used it 3 times. It's at 7. This one, I used it 3 more times. It's at 7. I used this one once. It's at 8. This one, I used it 1 time, so now it's done. This one, I used it 3 times, so it's done. And this one, I used it 4 more times, and it is now done. So we are very close to finishing off all the shades here, but because I hit my level for Project Level Up Light, I'm kind of pausing on it because getting all the uses on some of these shades was keeping me from, for instance, using my Sickly Sweet and maybe some other palettes. So I just want to give myself a break so I'm not like, oh, this palette again. Instead, I want to be like, oh yeah, this palette. So yeah. Okay, if you were averting your eyes and ears, then we are back now. So like I said, I think I've done really well. I might pop some information on the screen. I've been doing a little spreadsheet thing using a document from Emily of Emily and Max. I was a beta tester for her pinning spreadsheet that she did, and it's been really fun to kind of, customize it and do things for my projects. So something you could look into if you are interested. I am not sponsored, but, I received it for free to test it. And I know she's changed it from when I got it, so my copy is not going to be the same that you would get. But yeah, I am feeling, after using that, I've been feeling really good about the progress, because it's not just, oh, well, I'm not even at halfway done all of my eyeshadows yet. But by seeing, it's like, well, 10 times the number of eyeshadows I have, I can see that and realize that I am, very far along in this project. And so hopefully, I can finish off these other different eyeshadows pretty easily. Some of them just haven't been touched at all, but it's because I'm like, doing other shades. So, by making little discoveries like, this one, I'm not going to bother finishing it off because I've got something that is basically identical. And, just making those little things, that shades are not working for me, decluttering, stuff like that. So I feel like I'm really paring down my collection to a more reasonable amount that I feel good about. I still don't want to bring anything in yet, even though I have almost got it to that kind of cutoff mark. I would want to, finish more, or declutter more if I really, feel like I need to as I use other eyeshadows. But like even my neutrals, I thought maybe I would want to declutter some, but I've been finding little uses for, like, they're just subtly different that I still want them. So there we go. Thank you for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. Until my next video, I hope you'll be doing well, and I'll see you then. Bye!